Hi guys, I'm Sonal and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing the recipe of a roast chicken. This is a simple recipe that I make all the time at home, and what I do is I try to roast a couple of chickens or more at a time, so I don't use as much energy of mine as well as of the oven. And I have some chicken that I store in the refrigerator or in the freezer, and this can be used in other recipes. So my kids love to eat pasta, so if I'm making pasta for them, I put a little bit of pasta and more of the chicken, and I make those kind of recipes for them. Sometimes I make soups and I add that chicken. So it's great to always have some in the refrigerator. And of course, if you're keto, it's great to have some ready-made chicken with the skin on, so it has that brown crispy skin as well as that roasty flavor of the skin and the juicy chicken. So I wanted to show you how I do that, and I always try to keep my recipes simple, so that's what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and see how I make the chicken. So I have 3 whole skin on chickens. I'm applying about half a teaspoon of salt on the inside of the chicken, and I'm going to take these whole heads of garlic, slice it in the middle, and then I'm going to put one in each of these. So I've taken about 5 heads of garlic. Now these chickens are really small as compared to what you might buy elsewhere. So this is about 850 to 900 gram chicken. So if you're using a larger chicken, you want to put more salt, and remember to add a little more salt than you think it needs, and most people will underestimate the salt. I've also added some limes. If you add lime, it is going to get a little bitter. It's going to have that fragrance, but it's going to be bitter. So if you don't like that, leave it out. I will probably leave it out the next time, but I just wanted to try out that flavor, so I did. You can also add any other herbs of your choice. So oregano works with this, thyme works, fresh works, even dried works. So you can put that in the cavity of the chicken too. Now I have used thread to tie the legs together, and it keeps the chicken moist. So it holds it together and keeps it moist. After that is done, I'm adding about another half a teaspoon of salt on top and rubbing it. And here I have about 1 tablespoon of black pepper in total, and I'm going to just add or sprinkle most of it and rub it on the skin. So you want your chicken to be really well seasoned. That is going to make or break your chicken. The flavorings are just an add-on, but if your salt isn't enough, then you're in trouble. And we're going to put it in the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees centigrade for 1 hour. So if your chicken is larger, you want to give it like 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hours. So I have added the rest of our garlic heads at the base of the pan and some lemons there. And I also poured some olive oil, and I have sort of rubbed that in. My oven doesn't brown whatever I put in it. So for the last 5 to 10 minutes, I put it on broiled till it gets that wonderful brown color and the chicken skin is crisp. So I follow the bones. You want to pull the legs apart and you will see the joint, and you want to cut in the joint. A lot of times if it is well cooked, it will just break from the joint, which is what is happening. So look at how beautifully cooked it is. It is absolutely moist. If you have the skin on, your chicken will turn out moist, and it's falling off the bone, you can see. So I took the legs off, and I'm going to cut on each side of the chicken breast. So there's a bone in the center. You want to cut on either side of the bone, and then you'll get 2 whole chicken breasts, which you can slice and keep. You can even serve them as they are, or you can store them for sandwiches or something like that. And since we have 3 whole chickens, what we normally do is on the day off, we eat chicken legs. So each of us grabs 1 leg, and then the rest of it, the chicken breast, somebody might want to eat it, or we just store it for another day for pasta or sandwiches for the kids, or for salads and soups, anything that you like. I avoid putting chicken breasts in soups because it does recook and get tougher, so you want to use it more in things that are cool or cold or served lightly cooked. The rest of it, I try to get whatever I can separate, and the carcass is my favorite part. So I will like put up a nice Netflix show, and I will sit with it, and I will pull out all the small bits and pieces and enjoy myself. And this goes on for an hour, and if you eat one of those carcasses, there is so much fat in it, or the meat is much more heavy, or I would say even more nutritious, and that's the reason you feel full. So whenever I eat that, I think 1 carcass is like more than enough for me, and then I'll just eat some sauerkraut or kimchi or even stir-fried vegetables if I have any. So you can see I have separated the carcass, and the bits of meat that come out of here, these go into soups and other things.
but I don't waste any of it. After all of that is done, the soft bones my dog enjoys eating. So look at my meal prep kind of thing, but we absolutely enjoy this, and I make this very, very often.
So I hope you guys enjoyed watching the recipe. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell right next to it, and share this video and all my videos with your friends and family. Thanks for watching. Bye.